Hello everyone, welcome to Social Kandura Drives. My name is Gaurav and today we're checking out the latest that Honda has to offer in terms of the latest generation of the Honda Pilot. Now Honda claims that this car is the latest form of freedom and liberation that the company has to offer. Fact of the matter is, how much of that statement is true? This is the 2023 Honda Pilot and let's find a detailed review to see what this car has to offer which makes this truly exceptional value. Welcome to the inside for the 2023 Honda Pilot. Lots of stuff going on over here. As soon as you enter, you're welcomed with a beautiful cabin, extremely airy, very good build quality of material all across. Now, as soon as you get inside the car and get strapped in, you're welcomed by an engine start-stop button, which is just convenience and ease that's added onto the car. As soon as you start the car, you have a beautiful infotainment system. You actually have two screens. You have one over here, which is a 7-inch, and then you have one over here, which is a 9-inch display. Now, the infotainment screen over here is actually split in two different sections. You have a full digital array over here, and you actually have an analog display that actually shows you the speed. Now, the beauty with the digital setup is you can actually see all the information that's about the car, be it the lane departure system settings or the cruise control, is all conveniently displayed on the screen over here. And one thing which I really like about this is that the kilometers, the speed that you're currently doing, is also displayed over here in bright big letters. So it completely eliminates all the fun of what speed that you're doing. Now the left side of the screen, because it's a digital display, you have a lot of things that you can play around. You can have your safety support system, you can have all the different options that you want on the safety support, you can have your all-wheel torque vectoring. There's a lot of things that can be done depending on what you want it to be do, from your range to the fuel. It's completely customizable. As per your taste, you can actually customize everything on this side of the screen as well. What you're also greeted with on the front is a 9-inch display over here, which also supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay from a wireless method. Now, some of the interesting stuff that has gone into this is something that I really appreciate and like is an actual volume knob button. So you don't have a lot of digits to play around if you have to just do some basic tasks like increasing the volume or changing the song tracks over here. Honda has actually put a button, which is something that we truly appreciate. A lot of things that can be done on this, for example, you can go into the trip computer and see your range. You can see all the different options that you have. You also have tactile buttons for the home and the back system, which makes sure it's an extremely intuitive system that's being used. There are a host of vehicle settings and general settings that you can do from here. Host of customization setups that is all done from this setup over here, and that's one of the good things about this system. Now this is where your HVAC controls all sit. You have your temperature control, you have your rear AC controls as well, so you can control the air conditioning system on the back from here. You have a big LED unit or LCD display unit over here that shows you the temperature, that shows you the speed of the flare, and all of that stuff that's over here. What's really interesting is that all of the rear control systems can be locked in from here as well. So if you're the driver, you want to lock in the temperatures and the stuff in the back, you can actually do all of that thing from here. The one thing which I did notice is this whole section is a fingerprint magnet. So if you have oily hands, you can see it's picking up all the fingerprints. This piano black section gets a lot of fingerprints. Moving down to the charging facility that Honda has provided, you have 4 ways that you can charge your phone. You have a wireless 15-watt charger over here. You have the regular USB type B, and then you have the USB type C, and you have your traditional cigarette lighter if that's something that you prefer to charge your devices. This is where you operate the all transmission that the car has to offer. There are some very quirky stuff that Honda has done onto this. For example, when the car is in park, you get the 2 red lights over here. When you put it in reverse, it turns into green lights. You put it in neutral, it's into red light again. You put it in drive/sport, it becomes green again. Now Honda has fitted this car with a 10-speed transmission, which makes sure that the car stays extremely efficient at highway cruising. So a lot of intrusive things that have been done from this point of view. You also have your drive mode selector. You can choose between 8 different drive modes. You have your hill descent control, you have your parking brake, and you also have the brake hold. So all of this is beautifully designed. I would personally, however, prefer to have a stick over here instead of this, but that's what it is. That's the entire center console, which lets you control all the transmission of the car. Let's hop into the second row seats and see what the car has to offer. Now the second row seating is where things get a lot spacious. I have the front seat set to me in my driver normal position, and you can see I still have enough amount of leg room over here. You've got storage over here to put your bottles and anything else that you might require over here. You have individual air conditioning units for the people on the back with 2 AC vents here. You have 2 USB Type-C chargers over here as well to charge all your devices on the floor. You have a speaker over here, and you get a good amount of storage on the side as well. To add a little bit to the privacy, you also get these nets which you can put up as per your requirements. And if you want a little bit more storage and comfort, the center section actually folds all the way down to double up as a space to put 2 bottles, and you can have some more storage over here, and it also becomes as a center armrest. Talking more about space, you have ample amount of headspace up in the front over here, and overall just adds to the very spacious interior that the Honda Pilot has to offer. Now, getting into the third row of this SUV does not need to be as difficult. Honda has simplified this with an electronic mechanism. All you've got to do is press on this electronic button over here, and what that does is it reclines the seats, moves it forward, making sure access to the third row seat is extremely simple. Watch this. Now I have clean access to the third row seats. I'm now sat on the third row. I'm going to pull the seat all the way back to show you what the normal seating space looks like. Now this seat is locked into the normal position, and you can see I still have decent amount of knee room and decent amount of headroom. Now to remind you, this is on the last row that you can sit on this car. What's really interesting is a lot of factors have been put into the comfort and safety for these passengers. You get your own personalized air vents on this side. You have 2 holders, your drink holders, and you also get 2 USB chargers on either side. In spite of the third row of seats being all the way up, you still have decent amount of storage space at the back, and obviously this is a pretty safe space to be. So that's how the last seat of the Honda Pilot looks like, and to be honest, I'm quite surprised at how spacious and comfortable this last seat over here looks like. Now, because this is a family car, storage is also prime important, and we've seen there's lots of storage that's on the inside. The question is, with the third row up, how much storage can you get? Well, you'll be surprised at the amount of storage that the Honda Pilot has to offer with the third row seat up. Not to mention, you get electronic close and open seats for the rear trunk, and you can see even with the third row seats up, very comfortably you can put 2 suitcases over here without an issue. Now, of course, if you want more storage, you can drop these seats down with just by pulling this and pushing the seats down, and you get so much more storage that you need with the third row seats down. And what's really interesting and what I really like about this is how clear it is and how straight it is. So to put long stuff there, you've got a completely flat bed over there, and you also have 2 tie hooks on both the sides to lock down your luggage over there as well. More storage than you will ever possibly need. Now on the outside, the Honda Pilot gets a brand new lease of life, and a lot of technical advancements have been integrated into this as well. Right off, you'll see these beautiful LED headlights that come in over here, functional vent scoops on this side, and a good amount of chrome touches all across the car. What's really interesting is the size of the grille, which has now become much bigger. This is also to cool the powerhouse inside, which is a 3.6 liter V6 producing 285 bhp. You've got a big Honda logo over here. Now you'll notice this logo is actually much bigger than the previous generations. That's because your ADAS sensor is actually hidden behind this logo for a very neat front end look that you get over here. Of course, you've got all your parking sensors all across over here. Nice bit of chrome that goes around over here. And what I really like is how well this chrome extends all to the front of the car. Overall, the Honda Pilot in its latest generation has an extremely beautiful and quite an aggressive look when you look at the car from the front. Gone are the days when people carriers or 6-seater cars used to look like minivans. This in the new generation form looks pretty much like a normal SUV. And given the way that adventure is taken on with the Honda Pilot owners, you get a lot of things from the factory which adds so much value to the car. Now, talking about the side profile that this car has to offer and what this car really does, you get the 18-inch off-road with Continental off-road tires. These are all-terrain tires that lets you cater a little bit of off-roading all across. You also get this good side step for getting in and out of the car. And what I really like is the entire side structure and the body that the car has, and a little bit of chrome on the side steps over here and all across over here. Gives this car a very extremely modern look that the car looks like in the sides. Now moving on to the back of the car, you've got this beautiful finesse design all across with a blacked out Honda Pilot logo in a matte finish. You also get a factory spoiler with the LED taillights all across. Now what's interesting is you get this hard rubber to the lowermost sides of the thing. You can see it's pretty stiff all across over here, and this gives the car a very aggressive look and has a decent amount of departure angle when you're looking at exiting the car. Overall, from a design point of view, this is a huge change from the previous generation of the Honda Pilots that we've seen. It's a change in the right direction. The car looks much smarter, sleeker, and more modern than any previous generation of the Honda Pilot. There you have it, guys. That's everything that you need to know about the all-new Honda Pilot. Let us know in the comments below what do you like the most about this car, and let us know in the comments below what you don't particularly like about this car. For more such detailed reviews on the latest cars here in the UAE, make sure that you follow, subscribe to these videos, and if you have any questions, let them in the comments below. We'll be sure to answer them for you.